Kuzangpo and a very warm welcome to weekly news magazine program Bhutan This Week. My name is Untitled Chapter. Our top stories this week. Diabetes more common among farmers. Contractors claim of not getting any major construction works in the past 1.5 years. And Hope community in Ngawang Ramte worried over their fading identity. Now the news in detail. Once known as the rich man's disease, diabetes today has become more common among the poor. Health officials claim that while people in urban places have become conscious, those in rural places remain ignorant. Coinciding with Diabetes Day on 14th November, health officials in Tirang advocated local residents on the significance of early diagnosis and treatment of diabetes.
In Tirang, statistics reveal that diabetes has become more of a poor man's disease. There are over 1,000 diabetes patients in the district today, and from that, more than 70% comprise of farmers and housewives. Diabetes is a disease which occurs when blood glucose, also called blood sugar, is too high.
Earlier, our parents feasted on all sorts of food that have a lot of fat and other protein. However, their physical works were also very hard. There was no road back then, but now all households in the remote have paved roads till their doorstep. We also get all the groceries manufactured and packaged from the grocery shops. Moreover, these days people have become more attached to television. This, I think, is the main cause of the disease in the villages.
Our people are attending the diabetes advocacy program for the first time. Most of them are not aware of the disease. And we are advising those who attended the meeting to take the message and educate their neighbors and family members. People in the towns are aware of the disease, and now it's high time we educate those in the remote as well.
I'm happy that I have no pressure and sugar problems. I had myself tested today and I also learned about the disease. I have learned to limit salt and sugar intake.
Health officials say that the living standard, diet pattern and physical works have transformed in villages now, attributing to the rise in diabetes patients.
In urban areas, people are more aware of the non-communicable disease from sources like media and social media. But in villages, it is unknown. According to our records today, not many know about diabetes. We don't know if they are busy with their daily works or maybe they are taking this disease lightly and overlooking it. The main objective of our day today is to encourage more voluntary sugar checkup.
Symptoms of the disease are increased thirst, frequent urination, extreme hunger, fatigue and weight loss. Varnam Gyochu in Tirang, Pupgame for BBS News.
And the most common form of physical violence children in the country faces is corporal punishment at schools. According to the National Commission for Women and Children, physical violence is one of the major issues for children in Bhutan.
As per NCWC's Violence Against Children report of 2017, it was found that 6 out of 10 children in the country have experienced at least one incident of physical violence in their lifetime, with corporal punishment in schools the most prevalent.
The most common form was found to be hitting each other with either hitting with something or even punishments. Punishments like children being made to stand outside, doing tasks that they are not capable of doing. So these were some of the punishments and some of the physical violence that came out from the study. I think much has to do with cultural norms and tradition.
UNICEF's work in Bhutan started 45 years ago with support to water supply and sanitation in rural areas. Since then, our work has expanded and we are now working harder together with the governments and other partners to ensure that every child in Bhutan survives and thrives. Every child learns. Every child is protected every child lives in a safe and clean environment, and that every child has a fair chance in life.
As part of the celebration, a child mandala, which represents a guide to ensure well-being and happiness of children, was also launched. The day also marked the 30th anniversary of the Convention on the Rights of Child and the World Day of Action and Prayers for Children. Pimpa Sultan Singh, BBS News.
93 geoks have now achieved the open defecation-free status in the country. The new entrants, 12 geoks, were awarded certificates for the accomplishment as Bhutan observed the World Toilet Day on 19th November in Shompangkha Geok of Sarpang.
Besides the geoks, Tsirang and Trongsa districts also received certificates for becoming open defecation-free and achieving 100% improved sanitation.
In the past, when we marked the World Toilet Day, majority of the achievements were at the geok level. But this year we have 2 districts. So with this, we now have 4 districts that have achieved open defecation-free status and 100% improved sanitation.
Addressing the gathering, the deputy representative ad interim of UNICEF acknowledged the progress. She also called for more efforts as globally nearly 1,000 children die due to preventable water and sanitation-related diarrheal diseases every day.
This year, I'm very happy to know that 2 additional Donkas have joined and 12 gewoks in the country have achieved open defecation-free status and 100% improved sanitation coverage. That brings us to more than 92 gewoks, and that's over 40% in the country.
The Sarpang Zongda said the district administrations continue to work towards achieving open defecation-free status and 100% improved sanitation coverage.
Even in the construction approvals, when we approve construction for the people in rural areas, we now insist that people have the toilets inside their house, inside their houses. So I think we're going a long way, in terms of improving the sanitary facilities, largely because we know the impact this could have on the overall health and well-being of the population.
The World Toilet Day was observed with the theme Toilets for All. It calls to leave no one behind as the world strives to achieve universal access to sanitation. For Karmongdi in Sarpang, Pupgame for BBS News.
And with a positive performance in the last couple of years, Dungsam Cement Corporation Limited in Nganglam is looking to achieve zero loss this year. In 2018, the company managed to bring down its deficit to 30 million item from 720 million item in the previous year.
With an increased production, the DCCL officials are optimistic of coming out of the losses. From 200,000 tons in 2014, the company increased its production drastically to 633,000 tons last year. Although in operation it is at profit, the DCCL was in the red because of 5.5 billion yutam loan against its name.
We have to sell 600,000 to 700,000 metric tons of cement in a year. It is not an easy job. Still then, last year we managed to generate 3.7 billion yutam as revenue. This reduced our loss to 30 million yutam. But this year, even if we cannot make any profit, we are working hard to clear the remaining loss.
The company is also looking at increasing its export. In an earlier interview, the CEO shared that the DCCL targets to supply 400,000 tons of cement to India. Today, despite a production capacity of 1.3 million tons, the company has not been able to run fully, mainly due to small domestic market and cutthroat competition in the Indian markets. The company supplies cement and clinker mostly to hydropower projects, especially Punachanchu 1 and 2 hydroelectric projects. Established in 2014, Dongsam Cement Corporation Limited is the country's largest cement manufacturing plant. More than 12 billion Newton was invested for its establishment. For Tiledoji in Pemagatsal, Sunampem for BBS News.
Some contractors claim they could not get any major construction works in the last 1.5 years. Contractors gathered in Thimphu to prepare points for the government and discuss challenges the Construction Association of Bhutan faces.
This group of contractors is from Thimphu, Chuka, Paro and Ha with large, medium and small contract licenses. Most of them said they did not get any major construction works.
Mathom digi lameni digi staff disulo payment jimatso delerangi machinery da gari disugi loan tab matso installment gara ya jo odi disu tab matso tab modela she themila delenga chi staff disu devera tin tongobe atara shawa chin tiru gobe
hamalala sumsum sayula machara gedi te yage tani se sumsum sarayu debo de ta lolha se tato la machi te khabab ki te la se medi rejeni ni malu te ta petina lava te ro bom ji pyongap chu anazum chi ten matochi la theram matsu shunila ta contractor chanyem te machine de se kara te nimso stop de su tolop jamasuba te lagatano se shunila.
Currently, there are more than 2,700 registered contractors with the Construction Association of Bhutan, and only 12% of them paid the yearly membership fees last year.
Fees kongi teni meba, teni mesim lenga chi fees tisu kadibe mosi dua tainga, tenga chigi ya staff tisu keb ki staff tisu tolobe meba be fees yu ajo dalude, fees teba ludanna ba lara meba ngachi be nang dokte ise tematsumi di ise. Telenga chi mongar da gelepu dale pa meeting na joila.
Government now should support the contractors to talk with the financial institute to reduce the interest rate, to make money available in the market so that even if there are no government finance, our banks should be able to finance and keep the market vibrant. And also, if the contractors are having problem with repayment, they should look into the matter and at least help out the contractors, because nation has to grow together.
The association will meet the Prime Minister soon. For Pema Seong, this is Tanden Phunso for BBS News.
The debate on need for education qualification to contest GUP elections had the 205 GUPs divided at the Dzongkhag and Gyeok Chairpersons Conference in Bumthang last month. In Samse, however, GUPs say functional literacy is not enough with changing demands and responsibilities on the local government.
To qualify as a candidate for a local government position, Section 178D of the Election Act of Bhutan 2008 requires a person to be functionally literate and possess adequate skills to discharge his or her duties. However, with 50% of the national budget given to the local government, GUPs in Samse say functional literacy is a thing of the past.
Before, GUPs did not have much hand in developmental processes. But now, with the process of decentralization and new developments, budget for the local government is increasing every year. Without adequate education, it will be a problem to perform the required responsibilities.
Te chile beochin tatari naba, te geokna, te mashuchi da jungub ditu kara torimshiti ta kemi imesi shuni.
Now most civil servants in the Gyeok are university graduates. I think even the GUPs need to have a university degree. We get a university graduate as Geok administration officer. On the other hand, the GUP is the head of the Geok. And if the GUP has a university degree, I think it would be most convenient.
Misirgi kaduladi gade mamo jurjode ngachara gyogna ga yudi besichuru tengachigi tekardu ngachigi la bisumichila.
Even from the people's perspective, they prefer someone who can get their work done as fast as possible. I think the public also wants educated people in this position, though they haven't publicly spoken about it.
Mabab chikale malabdi besichuru naksikolidi choyindin gomi gotibdira hate gobi bugi tengachigi debe jesishunila.
Except for a few, most GUPs called for at least a Class 12 pass certificate to contest the GUP election. The few who did not agree says the decision should be rested on the people and that this is in the spirit of democracy.
dala thorim seche ani thake michi ani khoni ani ba chaktuna ani be bewojin misegi.
I think if a university graduate and a person with functional literacy contest an election, people will choose the university graduate. This is something people should understand. So I think it is not necessary to make education qualification limits. This is not so important.
시책이 대가입달로 대 나라 랑상기 삼초 슈와진 남삼에 다또.
When it comes to education qualifications, it is not necessary to change everything at once. We should make it in stages. Maybe we can start by setting it at class 10 or class 12 and then see how it goes.
준이 대치 샤와진 대 남삼에 대기야 또 마또 민도 제슈니라.
The 15 Geoks in Samtsi have 7 university graduate GUPs and 8 with either class 10 or 12 certificate. The general consensus among the incumbent GUPs is to review the functional literacy requirement in both the Election Act and the Local Government Act of Bhutan. Sharab Doji, BBS News, Samtsi.
The Ilho people in Samtse are considered among the country's aboriginal communities. They are spread across several villages in Dorokhatongkhak and Tadinggyok. What is unique to them is their dress and language. However, the Ilho community in Ngawang Ramte in Samtse fears what's considered their identity is fading.
Known as Khashapaki, this is how Hlop men wear their dress. Hlop women wear the same white cotton fabric like a regular kira. Considered a symbolic identity of the Hlops, the attire has now become a thing for special guests and final rites.
People's mindset is changing now and this has led to them doing things differently. They don't even wear our traditional dress. Our age-old culture is now slowly disappearing.
Tegaragi ani jalidi tomda ani jacket ani ditusup me mapag gonya de ngachigi ani gora gola kashade.
Everyone wears pant and shirt now, but we need the kasha. Even when we die, we need it. This is what we have been wearing for ages. We don't wear it since this can't be worn when going to government offices. But when someone dies, we have to find it anyways.
Most surprisingly, when BBS went around the village, most households did not have khasha in their homes.
Everyone prefer go. It is more comfortable too. Our khasha needs safety pins or other things to hold it in place, but go has long sleeves, which can protect us from sun and cold. It is like a jacket. Our dress exposes our backs and hands.
The Lopes of Ngawaramte have somehow accepted that this culture of theirs will disappear.
I think it is not so relevant now, but whether we like it or not, and even if we have to go to buy it, when someone dies, we have to wrap them in kasha and perform the burial rituals.
Another concern is the decline in the usage of Lop language. Here, Chep Siridoya is talking about how their culture is fading in his local dialect.
Thanks to the government, our children are studying. They have to learn Zonka, which is the need and requirement. Our Lhupka will not work anywhere. At home we do speak. Ultimately our language will fade, and I think it is inevitable.
Rangi chetam anebe inse, rangi lamluksel anebe inse, te labne chire inlate.
All we can do is say this is our culture and tradition and tell them the old folk tales and sayings. Maybe this way it will be helpful. Unless we do that, I think it will fade away for sure. Most children who study leave the village. This is the Lop village. Beyond this, there are no other Lop villages. Elsewhere, the Lops speak Zonka or English. Ultimately, it will disappear.
Some village elders say their culture and tradition is always close to their heart. But now, as much as next to impossible it may seem, they can only hope it will not disappear. Sharab Doji, BBS News, Samtse.
Now breathing life into an otherwise idle town, the second Bhutan Bird Festival in Tingtibi, Jemgang attracted hundreds of visitors from all sections of society. While this translated to a money-minting opportunity for many of the locals, for some, especially those selling indigenous food and arts and crafts, the returns were not as expected.
A spectacle of events on food, drinks, sports and adventure, among others, was planned during the 3-day program. In particular, more than 50 stalls were set up to showcase the indigenous cuisine and arts and crafts of Jemgang.
Nam thara sagi mi ani timpuli bumtani homili sugida nodi bai halam to chali somju demchi nodi bai
masina di ani shamin di zami shi mathen sunil mapa ani emadi suya mashi da phale tharan sala baum me dolo tatu di nyomi shi mathen sunil mapa ero mero asida maji chum disu asinyuil shemi disu di nyomi mathen sunil.
On the other hand, for the stalls constructed privately below the main festival ground, the earning exceeded the expectations. They sold mostly fast food and drinks.
Dichua sampi dabbe chamatoni gi rewa dela di masi ngachilo misi sule ngachilo hongbap jachele jacha onime si shunila
the dari number de ani jeri gi temtin gi lamlo di sacheng matong sunila ta nebe zi tawda nami sami ta phentome sunila.
Some customers were of the opinion that prices of some local products at the festival were higher. They said the products should actually be cheaper at the place of production. Meanwhile, in his opening remarks of the festival, Prime Minister Dr. Lotus Ring reiterated the importance the government places on Jemgang.
In terms of tourism development budget, Jemgang is one of the highest recipients among the 20 districts in the first fiscal year. Moreover, depending on the plans of the local government, and the district administration, there are more opportunities for the government to support the district. I'm sharing this brief information as news to all of you.
Jemgang, a home to more than 500 species of birds, first hosted the Bhutan Bird Festival in 2015. The event commemorates the birth anniversary of His Majesty the 4th Drugyalpo and looks at promoting community-based ecotourism and boosting the local economy. For Pema Sandrup in Jemgang, Sunam Pem for BBS News.
It was like the phrase, making hay while the sun shines. And so she took the bold step. Today one may call it a monopoly, but this is how Panbang town in Jemgang got its first tailoring shop.
Some 6 months ago, when Sonam Chodin decided to take a full-time tailoring, she did so with a tint of apprehension. Today, she hardly gets time to have meals. The lone tailoring shop in Panbang town is overburdened with work.
I was into garment business before I took up tailoring. I thought opening a tailoring shop would benefit the community as well. I underwent 3-month-long training supported by Renew.
Sona mostly stitches kira, tegu and other female outfits. Looking at the flourishing business, she feels the decision was a better late than never.
The earning depends on how much we work. At times, when I'm engaged in other works, I still earn 20 to 30,000 yitam in a month. If I work constantly, I can make around 50 to 80,000 yitam.
For Panbang residents, Sonam's endeavour helped them save time and cost. Earlier, they had to visit the neighbouring Indian town for every little thing related to tailoring. Some even took it all the way to the tailor shops in Gelifu, Finsoling and Nganglam. For now, as a makeshift tailoring shop remains abuzz with tailoring activities, Sonam has bigger plans mapped out. She is looking to upgrade her skills and produce handicrafts. She feels the town, as an ecotourism hotspot gateway, has better business prospects for such products. For Pema Samrup in Jemgang, Sonam the PBS News.
Well, that's all we have for this week. Do join us next time. Until then, this is Samtin Dolkar saying goodbye.